the edge of a quiet sea. An old man sits with cooling hands, coffee dark as memory, salt still buried in his skin. He does not speak of storms too much, nor of the dead the waters keep. But every dusk his eyes return to something sleeping in the deep. Once he was young and full of flame, broad of back and hard with breath, one who walked through broken nights and called rough weather just another test. He knew the ropes, he knew the waves, he knew how fear could be denied, until one black and ruined storm opened a stranger in the tide. And there she was, so beautiful the dark went still, so terrible the sea grew kind. She rose like sorrow dressed in light, and laid her silence in his mind. He should have died, he should have gone, yet something in him turned and ran. He kept his life upon that night, but left behind a different man. He tore himself from that self-doom, from that sweet edge of endless sleep, spent the last strength in his bones, gathered his soul in shards to keep. He lived, that was the wiser road he fled, that was the human choice. But ever since, through all his years, he hears her in the world's thin voice. And rain on glass, and harbor lamps, and widows dressed for ordinary grief. In the hush before a hard goodbye, in beauty far too brief. He sees her face, he feels that pull, the wound that never learned to close. He sailed again through later storms, not out of courage, out of hope. And there she was, still waiting in the folds of life, still burning under every sea. He kept his name, his days, his breath, but not the heart that learned her plea. He chose to live, and living stayed, a long and weather-beaten art. Yet all his years were haunted by the song that did not leave his heart. So tell me then what mercy is, to flee the dark and keep the dawn, or lose the world for one embrace and never know what was withdrawn. The old man does not answer now, he only watches evening start, as if the tide might give him back the ruin of his younger heart. And when the wind moves through the room, it sounds almost like someone near. only